wanna heal?
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta feel it?
No.
Ooh, I just don't know. But I wanna grow. Where can I go? To a safe place. Talking about a safe space. Yeah, a safe space.
Hello, family, and welcome to a Safe Space podcast. I am your host, Michaela Forbes, and we continue our discussion on healing after divorce. We have two special guests in the house. This is not their first time. We asked them to return. They were so good. We asked them to return. Please welcome AC and Nicole.
Hello there.
Hello, AC.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
Yes, of course,
Yeah.
of course. We had such a good time. We had to do it twice.
We did.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi there.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. You too.
Yes.
I do enjoy the colors.
Yes, yes. You see?
It means we're going to talk about some special things.
We
That's exactly
are.
what that means.
We are. So, guys, I just felt like us three getting in the same room would be just so awesome and continuing the conversation on healing after divorce.
It's a lot of energy.
I have a
Good
question.
energy.
A question here. What are the main reasons you think marriages end in divorce?
Oh, I'll take it.
If Nicole could take it first, AC could take it first.
I think one of the main reasons is not learning how to communicate with your partner properly. And a lot of times, too, we do an assessment on everything. We get assessments on our job. We get assessments at school. But we don't ever assess how we're doing one-on-one. Am I communicating to you properly? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Am I listening properly? Yes. Sometimes we have to stop and just assess with our mate, is this the right thing for us? Are we moving in the right direction? So, sometimes we need to communicate better. And I think when that falls, the marriage falls.
That's true. That's true. Communication, it's a very important part of relationships. AC?
Well, from my perspective, I feel that many marriages go in the different directions and end up in divorce because the couples forget that they are a team and they're a unit.
Wow.
And they're in this together. And they forget that all of those nice things that you said standing up to the altar, that you committed to, that you're actually supposed to deliver on, right? And when things get difficult, the first thing to do is, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm done with you, and I want a divorce, right? And not realizing that if we work as a unit, and if we need help, get the help. If we need support, get the support, right? Whatever we got to do to figure it out, to make it still work, then we do that. As Nicole just said, in other areas of our life, we do that, right? If you get sick physically, you go find a doctor, right? If something is wrong with your car, you go find a mechanic, right? You find whatever means it is in order to correct the problem or fix the situation, whatever you got to do. But instantly, our solution is let's done this situation and forget that we're a unit. So let's, as a unit, figure it out.
I like that. I think that a lot of marriages fail because after the wedding, we just jump into marriage, but we don't have a plan.
No.
Like we never, almost like a vision for this marriage. What do we want out of this marriage? And then when things get a little bumpy, let's return to our vision and then reassess. Like we just go into it and just say, let's just be married now. Be married now. So
Exactly.
okay.
Because a lot of times the plan is for a wedding.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Yes.
To get married.
Yes.
To have this amazing, elaborate wedding. What am I going to wear? What she's wearing? What he's wearing? What our guests going to eat? Where are we going to be? How am I going to look? How the girls going to look? All of that. The plan is for the wedding, but there's no plan for the day after.
The after
year
wedding,
after.
the marriage.
In the marriage. Because
5
that's,
years in the marriage.
Right. That's what it's really
what
about.
are our partnership goals? Us together. You have your own goals. I have my own goals. But what are our partnership goals in this marriage? So when things get a little bumpy, we go back to our goals and the why we are doing it. I don't know if we remember the why we're doing it.
It's sad because I think when I look at young people, given the background in the Bahamas Bridal Show, I find that a lot of people like the idea of marriage, and no one likes to put in that hard work. And it's we like how it looks. We like how we look together. We dress up for church the same color. We do this. We do the next. But that's the look.
Yes.
And we're so busy pleasing so many people out there with this idea. We don't like to put in the hard work. You know, and you know, like I said, we assess everything else, and like we take care of everything else. Would like to put in the grunt work to say, let's make something successful.
Yes.
A lot of us don't actually know how to.
Yes, and marriage is work. Don't get it wrong. It is work. So if you desire marriage, just know that it is work. It's great work, but it is work. Nicole, you talked about communication, so let's stay there for a second. AC, I remember you talking about communication and how men and women do it differently.
Yes.
I want you break it down, and then we move to Nicole on communication, how she think men and women do it differently. So I want to start with you.
Okay.
On how men do it.
Well, we don't speak the same language, okay, at all. And one of the first things is every man will attest to this. Women expect us to read their mind. We can't. And you will say to us, well, you been with me long enough, and well, the fact is you should know.
No.
You know what? No, I don't know.
No, they don't.
Just know. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. Okay? Can I say it again? We don't know. Right? That's the thing. And the situation is this. But if you tell me, and when I say tell me, you would say, oh, but I told you. No, you didn't tell me. What you told me and what you said, what you're saying in your head and your mind to me and what you actually speak are not usually the same thing. Okay? And so men are far more, because of the way we operate, we're far more details. Tell me all the information, all right? Don't tell me some of the information and expect that that we automatically know because you should know me.
Okay.
No, just tell me all of the information,
details.
right? For instance, what would you like to eat? Oh, I don't know what I'd like to eat. What would you like to eat? I don't know what I feel like. Bring me chicken. Okay, I bring you chicken from the chicken spot. When I bring the chicken, why you bring me this chicken? You said bring you chicken, so I brought you chicken. I don't want this chicken. Maybe you should have told me I want chicken from this particular place.
Yes.
Give me all the details.
Yes.
And then it becomes, well, you know I don't like, or you know I want. I don't know because you didn't tell me. Details. Communicate with details. When talking to a man, just give us all the information. When you give us all the information and don't have this expectation that we automatically know, then we are able to function with detail.
I agree with you. I remember experiencing that early on. So, Nicole, anything you'd like to add?
So,
Chicken.
Yes. So, the thing I would like to add to what AC said as well, and then I want to say what my thought was that I think that a lot of times, especially men, they tend to put us all in the same category. I dated Sue, I dated Jane, I dated Tracy, I dated this one. And then we treat everybody the same way when we all have different communication styles. Yes. And I think it's so important that we learn how to communicate to our partners properly, because the thing is you can't communicate to me that way.
Yes.
You know, some people, for AC want all the details in one. I need them to season the chicken. I need to take the skin off. I need this and grill it. So you need all of that. But see, she has to learn that that's how AC wants to be communicated too. And so sometimes it's unfair to our spouses when we get into situations and we expect them to, well, you've been with me long enough, you know this.
Yeah.
You know, and then another thing that I want to talk about communication is our communication changes. Like what may excite you about the way we communicate today may actually annoy you in 5 years.
Wow.
Like you may have been okay with me asking questions, but in 5 years, why are you always asking me questions? Because I'm over it. Or maybe at the place where I am in life, it's slightly frustrating. I can't deal with all the bombarding and everything else. I just need you to sit and shut up and listen sometimes.
Yes.
Like, so we need to be able to say, okay, look, I need to listen. That's a part of communication.
Yes.
I need to listen to what the needs of my partner is today.
Yes.
And I need to be able to communicate what those needs are to
Today.
my partner in a way in which he can understand, in a way in which, it's profitable for this relationship.
Oh, wow. So we're evolving every
Every
day.
day
And
we
almost
evolve.
like you have to get to know your partner
That's
again.
right.
Okay.
Our needs change every day. Sorry, AC.
Can I put a footnote to what Nicole just said? As men, we do need to listen.
Okay.
Okay? Because we're so wired to jump up and get it done or fix the situation. And okay, she said, this is the situation, then I need to do this. No.
That right
We
there.
need to learn to listen.
That part.
Because if we listen, we will find out that it isn't actually something that she wanted you to do. She just wanted you to listen, to
Listen.
be there. She wants maybe your
Yes.
empathy, okay, your understanding, your involvement. Something I have been accused of not being emotionally available.
Yeah, available.
Yes.
That's it.
Listen, as men, we really don't know what it means to be emotionally available.
Available,
So
yes.
that has to be something that is cultivated in us. Like, okay, this is what you mean when you say that, to be emotionally available. So listening, okay, taking the time out to listen and not as our usual reaction is to fix it, jump up, get it done, solve the problem.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Just picking back on what you said. So men are logical creatures and women are emotional creatures. Sometimes when I come home, I'm just telling you everything about my day. All I want you to do is listen and be there. Don't go and say, "Who I gotta beat up at the job" or whatever. Don't try to fix it. Just listen. Give me a hug if I need a hug, and the hug is emotional availability.
Yes,
See?
yes.
Yes.
Working on it, working on it.
Yes. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with Nicole with this question. Nicole, would you get married again?
Absolutely.
Oh, she's sure about that.
Yeah, my heart is open to love. I've not shut my heart off. And that came with a lot of healing. Yeah, I'm still actively healing. And so I've not shut my heart down to love.
Yes.
Like, if I could still love my children, why can't I love somebody else? Like, and my love for them is unconditional. So for me, I know how to choose my partner now.
Yes, yes.
I've enjoyed the dating process. The pool is a little tainted here.
Yes.
So,
sorry.
but I've enjoyed the very few, and but I know that my spouse isn't ready yet, and when he is ready, he's going to find me.
Yes, when he's healed.
That's when
Yes.
he's healed, because I
Yes.
can't fix no one. I've learned that the hard way, and when he's healed, he'll find me. Because if it's meant to be, it'll be. And so, and I no matter how long it takes, I'll be there.
Yep.
He's ready.
She will be there.
I'll be
Okay. Okay. I also do desire marriage again. I feel like
Good.
marriage is a beautiful thing. If you're serving God and you're serving each other, I really believe it can work. So I
You know,
desire marriage again.
And then the thing is as single parents now, your children will grow up and leave you.
Yes.
That's the reality.
True.
And I want a companion. I want someone to travel with and have dinner with
Yes.
and go out, and just dance and, wherever. But I want to share that with someone. And I don't feel as if what I have to give, I should keep it to myself.
Yes, you have a lot to give.
I have tons.
Yes, and I want to share with the right person, so I'm not rushing.
That's
I'm
right.
taking
I believe
my
my
time.
next husband
yes.
is watching this.
He's watching this. He's watching
Definitely
this.
You can call Nicole at 24.
So, AC, I know that you're engaged. I'm going to ask you a
Yes.
different question, but it's how did you know that you were ready to make that step again?
It was revealed to me over time because in marriage, I hated marriage. I grew to hate marriage because I thought it was so confining and so constrictive. And it was because I didn't understand what marriage was and what it was for. I didn't understand what the ordainment and assignment of marriage was. And I didn't understand what my role was as a man or as a husband, you see? And because of that, I grew this thing festered in me, right? Being anti-marriage. But there's an old saying, you don't miss the water until the well runs dry. It wasn't until I had lost it all that I began to realize what it is, what it was. And then that took me on this journey of education, of enlightenment, so to speak, to understand what it is, what marriage is, right? And what my role was. Had I had a better understanding of my role as a husband, my actions and reactions would have been far different. But because I didn't understand my role, I didn't understand what was required of me, first by God, and then what was required of me from my wife. Wow. My actions were what they were. Yes. And so coming out of marriage and being able to look back at it and look at myself, examine myself, I recognized what this gift was that I had that I destroyed, okay? One of the first things I did was I sincerely apologized to my ex-wife, seeked her forgiveness, and then to my children, particularly the daughter that lived in the house with us. I shared the story that you would have seen about how my daughter would have said to me early off how she would never marry a man like me. Yes, I remember. But in this season of my life, from the person that through the transformation of God, I've become, and I am still becoming, because this is a consistent journey, okay? That she can now look at me and say, I'm proud of you as my father, you know? So I see marriage differently now. And that's where, and going through that process, I recognized that, okay, if you could do this again, here is how you're going to do this differently. And so my prayer was this. I asked God, if you give me a second chance to get it right for the first time, I would not do the things I did the first time around. Amen. And so I have been blessed. And that's my mantra, that I've been given a second chance to get it right for the first time.
And do it better.
And can I tell you, God's going to honor you for that? People don't understand that God is a God. When you make a promise to him, he fulfills all of the promises that he has promised you. Yes. It's already in his word. Yes. And the thing about it is, there's nothing like a man who at the head of a family is the one that takes the lead and say, you know what, God, it's going to be me. Yeah. It's going to be me to say, you know what, if you give me this opportunity, I will do this. And as a result, God is going to say, you know what, and as a result of that, I will give you all of the things that I promised you. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, AC, I am so proud. It hurts me to know that in our society, men don't come forward and say, look, God, if you give me this chance, I won't mess this up. Yeah. And because they have friends that just always in here, well, you don't do this and da-da-da-da. And it's like, they miserable too. But they rather you be miserable with them.
Oh, yeah, because it loves the company.
Yeah, they love, misery loves company. And so at the end of the day, you have to be separate and aside.
Right.
You have to be totally different and exceptional. Because at the end of the day, we've lost generations. Mm-hmm. Sorry to say it, right? Women, we've played our role in creating liars. And we've lied to ourselves about our situations. We've accepted certain things. We've allowed different households, this man to serve in all these different households, and we've accepted it. And then we expect to have children, and these children have successful marriages when we fighting to have a successful marriage. And then when we don't, we're wondering why. Mm-hmm. We have to be the one to be the exception for his daughter to turn around and say, I want a man just like my daddy. Mm-hmm. Yes. I want a man who acknowledges his faults, and I want a man who is repentative, and I want a man that's just like my daddy. We need more men like that.
Yes, yes.
And when he talks, like, I'm blown away. I heard that story before. He didn't tell me that story. Mm-hmm. I heard that story, and when I heard that, that was a blow to me. Yes. And I don't know her. But the thing is we need more men who are going to be open and honest to say, you know what?
Yes.
God, I messed this up. I realize that you ordained this marriage.
Yes.
You ordained marriages for a lot of things to happen. And it's just about procreation.
Yes.
Because if you could find one successful marriage, I could tell you that's a powerful thing.
Yes.
But we need more men that's going to do this.
Yeah.
And take responsibility.
That's
Ask
it.
forgiveness, because I don't.
Oh, yes.
That's a big one. Asking
And
for
mean it.
forgiveness and mean it.
I mean it.
And what I heard from AC is that you're breaking a generational curse.
That's
Yes.
right.
Family.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
right.
And your daughter testified to that. And you heard it in your lifetime. You heard it out of her mouth. So I
And
definitely.
I will share with you after that sharing of that story, you know, the other side of that prayer was, and I said it on the last episode with you, that if God gives me a second chance, I'm not going to mess it up like I did before. I will honor it. I will respect her. I will respect myself. I will respect the commitment I've made to God.
Yes.
And right? But I would do what I'm doing now. Use my story as a platform to just give other men the warning sign.
Yes.
I'm not here. I can't tell you how to live, but I could tell you what not to do to destroy your marriage, to bring destruction into your home, to bring lots of turmoil into your life, to hurt your generations to come, because your children will be impacted by the decisions that you make, and you have to hold yourself responsible for that. So when you look at them and you see them doing this, you see them, and you wonder why they doing this or why they doing that, analyze yourself and the seeds you've planted. You know, I will say this. The amount of men that I've ran into on the back end of sharing that said to me, and like randomly just walked up to me, I didn't know who they were. Some of them I knew, some of them very prominent men in our community that said to me, bro, what you said touched my life. And I can tell you that I saw myself, what you were talking about, that's me, that's my story. And the fact that you were willing to be so honest and open and transparent, that said to me that, you know what, if he could do that and he can make this change, because I know you, I know who you is, and I know you. If God can make a change like that in your life, then he could do it in my life.
That's right.
And that to me makes all of the pain, the suffering, the hurt worth it at least.
Yes.
That God is using this to transform somebody else's life.
Yes.
And I am grateful for that. And I'm humbled by it.
Yes, and God uses everything. Everything. No pain is wasted.
That's right.
So, Nicole, I want you to look in the camera, and I want you to give your best advice. You were married. You're divorced now, but your best advice to the married folks that you wish you knew when you were married.
My best advice to a married couple: honor your commitment to God first. Honor your commitment to each other, and honor your commitment to your family, i.e. your children, no one else. If I could also say to you, be very mindful of the people that you have around you, because not a lot of people mean you good at all. And I don't care how long you've known them. I don't care if this is family members. One of the things that I said to my son when I left him in school after his graduation, I said, if there's nothing you ever remember me saying, remember this. If something in your life no longer benefits you, let it go. Don't waste the time to hurt people. Don't waste the time to try to fix. If it's no longer beneficial, don't waste the time. Let it go. Because we do so much damage when we try to fix something that you can't fix. But another thing I will also say to you, be open with your communication with each other. Everything is communication, from your intimate needs to bills to goals to every single thing that's communication. Because the last thing you want to do is to do something behind someone's back and then you regret it at the end of the day. So I think that would be what I would tell married people. And that's not hard to do. All of that is not hard. And it doesn't cost you $1.
Yes, so prioritize God,
That's
prioritize
right.
your spouse,
That's
prioritize
right.
your family.
Your family.
AC, same question. Married advice.
Don't do what I did. Don't do what AC did. That's the advice. No.
Don't do what AC
Don't do
did.
what AC did.
Okay.
But on the real, Nicole hit the nails on the head. Remember that you are a unit. Invest in your marriage.
Yes.
Invest the time, the money, the effort. Okay, invest in the marriage and understand that this ain't is not going to be easy. Mm-hmm. Nothing that's worth it is easy, but anything that's worth it will reward you with great rewards. Because in the end, when you look back at all that you've come through together, and all that you've maneuvered and the beauty that you've made, it's a wonderful feeling, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. And so. Remember that you're a unit. You're in this together. You're not enemies. You're in this together. Yes. And so find whatever means it is so that you consistently grow together. Yes. And you build that friendship. You got to have that. You got to have that important friendship because it's that is going to keep you going when those days, I like you, but I love you, but I don't like you right now.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the thing about it. You have friends that you make up and break up with all the time because you know what? You love that friend. Yeah. You may not like them today because you don't like what they said or you don't like what they did, but you work through it because it is the friendship that gives you the fuel to get back to the love. Yes. When that friendship is going to keep it rolling, keep it going. So,
I like that.
So find a way to make that happen and make sure your spouse is truly your best friend.
That's right.
You should have no better friend than your spouse.
Cultivate that.
That's right. Yes. That's right. And understand and respect your roles as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That will come with your
know your role.
Yes.
No, seriously, know your role. That's right on point. Got to know your role.
Yeah.
If you was a man and a husband, then be that. That's what you are.
That's right.
You did not get married to be the man. You got married to be the husband. You got married not to be I's the woman. No, you are the wife. Mm-hmm. Know your role and deliver on that.
Yeah.
I think I heard my pastor say that marriage is like a bank account. Mm-hmm. You have to put deposits in.
That's right.
So I want to encourage married folks to actively put deposits in. Go and serve your spouse. Ask them what they need today. Buy their favorite candy, but every day put deposits in with your spouse because every marriage will have its problems. So there will be withdrawals. But make sure when that withdrawal happens, you still have a surplus. You're in a negative, you're in a surplus. So put in deposits with your spouse. I want to thank you, Nicole and AC, for coming.
Thank you for inviting me back.
It was wonderful.
Usually I don't get invited back after, but thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Safe Space will have you anytime, okay? Anytime.
Okay, I'm here next week, by the way, guys. I'll be right here.
We'll be right back after this break. Here are a few tips on healing after divorce. Tip number 1, let go of the past. There is nothing you can do. The things that's happened is already gone. Do not sit there just remembering everything that's happened. You can reference it so you can learn from it, but you must let go of the past. Tip number 2, live in the present. Sometimes going through divorce, thinking about what happens a year from now might just be too much. Just think about what can I do in this present moment? What can I do today? Maybe make a to-do list on just today. Maybe today you treat yourself or go to the beach to meditate, but do something for yourself in the present. Live in the present. Tip number 3, embrace the future. You have no idea what God has for you in the future. Yes, you don't have this person, but He may have something even better. You create your future, but embrace it and speak to yourself and be positive. Speak positive words about your future and create the future that you want. Thank you for watching a Safe Space podcast.
A special thanks goes out to all our sponsors. Jadazzles, Hair by Onyx, Makeup by Ajua, Maybelline, distributed by Lowe's Pharmacy, and On Point Shipping. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to a Safe Space podcast. Joining us now in the room is our home girl, Miss Ria Christina. Hey, Ria.
Listen, I like how you just say the home girl.
Yeah, she's our home girl now. Home girl, friend to family, the home girl, all of that. She's all of that.
Thank you for having me again.
Yes. We want to have you every episode.
Wow.
It's just like, So, Ria, I want you to let the audience know, remind the audience what is Divorce Care and the program that you facilitate.
Awesome. So Divorce Care is a 13-week program, and it's a 13-week program that I facilitate at Legacy Church, which is really for persons who are going through divorce or probably in that space where you're thinking or you're not sure, where am I at? And you may need to probably put yourself in a space where you have a community that's going to help you with navigating where it is that you are. And I want to emphasize community because the reality of it is, as a part of Divorce Care, there is community. There is support. You have a group of people, and sometimes it goes beyond just simply going through a curriculum.
Yes.
Right? It's not just going through a curriculum, but this is where you're able to even put in your prayer request to say, you know something, I'm having a very low moment. And we've had those times where people would have said, you know something, this is what's going on. Yes. I have a situation that's in front of me. I just need some encouraging words. Yes. And these encouraging words can come at the right point in time when you actually need it. So that it's really about fostering a community around being able to help people to navigate the difficult space that they're in.
Yes, I did the program and I highly, highly recommend it. So Ria, you were able to listen to the conversation between myself, AC, and Nicole.
Yes.
Let's dive deeper with you because I know you are divorced and you facilitate this program. What do you think is the biggest or one of the biggest reasons that marriages end in divorce?
I think that marriages end in divorce because of insecurities. I think insecurities is one of those things, even in touching on, I think it may have been Nicole that talked about the communication aspect and having the lack of communication. One of the things I want to really highlight is, and I came into a greater understanding of it even after divorce, which is understanding the different personality types. Right? There are different personality types that do exist. And when we understand the different personality types, when we're having a communication, AC actually talked about men love details. Not all men love the details.
That's true.
And you have to know who it is that you are in relationship with. So I at this particular point in time, I actually do facilitate DISC assessments. And the DISC assessments actually carry you through the journey of, what is your superpower even now? Are you the person who is very decisive?
Yes.
Are you the person who is interactive? Are you the person that's supportive? Are you the person that's the very cautious person? Depending on what is the superpower, that may determine that you may have to shift the way that you communicate with that person.
That's true.
So for someone who is decisive, they may need the details right away. Mm-hmm. Don't go to them with a long, drawn-out list. Just give them the points. The bullet points. I'm sure you probably may have experienced some people at some point in time where they're like, get to the point.
Yeah, get to the point.
Just get to the point. Yeah. So that may be that decisive person. For someone who is in the interactive space, they want to have a whole lot more interaction. They want to be the life of the plane. It's almost like the flight attendant on the plane.
Yes.
They want to be the life of everything. So you have to know how to effectively communicate in order to ensure that what it is that you're relaying to that person, you're relaying it in a way that they're able to receive it from you.
That is interesting because we did the DISC assessment at my job. I would have not thought to do that, just in marriage to see what type of person you are.
Absolutely.
So my partner is. So to see if we can.
It's absolutely, it's a really good tool that can be used in marriages. It can be used in the workplace. Even in some instances, I've had my children do it because I need to understand what their personality types are so that I can know how to effectively communicate with them, and not just communicate with them, but also interact with them. Yes. Because there are times, not every time we want to be
in that space where, there's a whole lot of energy that's going on. There may be some times when we are actually a lot more reserved. And even with the DISC assessments, you have to know the timing that you actually do it. You should at least do it every year.
Every year, okay.
At bare minimum, once a year, or if life circumstances change. Okay. So for the person that is going through a divorce, and you may have said, something, I did a DISC assessment for my work prior to me going through divorce. No, now is the time you need to take another DISC assessment, because you need to see where it is that you are. When I was going through my divorce, I was a high D, meaning I had to make a whole lot of decisions. So that was my superpower at that time. At this particular point in time, I'm a high C. I'm a lot more cautious. I'm over the having to make the quick decisions. I'm a lot more careful with what it is that I'm having to do. Okay. So you need to be able to find where it is that you are, and it helps you with effectively communicating.
Yeah, because we changed. Like we're not the same girl we were yesterday. We changed.
Absolutely,
so
yes.
Do your DISC assessment at least annually.
Yes.
So you talked about communication. Ria, have you seen, or from your experience, seen how women and men communicate differently? Like maybe the average woman, average man, how the differences in communication between men and women?
Well, I mean, women are a lot more emotional than men. Yeah. Men have been trained, particularly in our society, they've been trained to shy away from even showing their emotions or even having to express them, because, you're supposed to be a man and you're not supposed to show no emotions. And that's so false, because you're saying to your son, well, son, you're not supposed to cry. No. You have emotions for a reason. Yes. You have them for a reason. And even for the people, as you're navigating through divorce, in recent times, I would have had to encourage a woman that's going through a divorce. And I said to her, listen, I need you to take a moment as she's going through the divorce. She's there saying, something, Ria, this is hard. I don't want to face it. I don't want to face that this is the reality. I'm going to have to be a single parent to my kids, and my marriage that I thought was such a great marriage has now come to nothing. Yeah. And I said to her, you have to face it.
Face it.
You have to go through the grieving process, and you have to face it. So what does that look like? I actually gave her an assignment, and I said to her, listen, I need you to write out what it is that you're feeling. She said, no, I don't want to do that. I said, no, you're going to have to. And you go through every emotion that you're feeling. The reason why you're going through that process is because you're allowing yourself to now feel. Take some time, just try it out. Take some time, just as you're going to journal. You journal out what is happening. Express your raw emotions. This is just between you, God, and the paper.
Yes.
Take the time out to express your real emotions and actually feel it. And as you feel it, you're allowing yourself to go through the healing process, because you're allowing those emotions to now come up. You're now allowing yourself to now feel the pain, feel the anger, feel the hurt, feel the disappointment. There are many persons that's angry with God.
Yes.
They're still angry with God because their marriage,
anger, feel it,
because their marriage failed.
Yes.
So go through that process and have the necessary conversations so that you can come to the place where you can say, something, I'm looking forward to my brighter days that's ahead.
Yes. That's awesome, Ria. And I think we're going to just end there. Okay. Thank you again for coming to a safe space. I'll be inviting you back again and again and again.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So, guys, you heard it from Ria. Feel in order to heal. Remember, you repeat what you do not repair. So, see you next episode as we journey together.
Yes, I want to heal.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta feel it? No. Ooh, I just don't know. But I want to grow. Where can I go? To a safe place. Talking about a safe space. Yeah. A safe space.
Special thanks to my glam team. Hair by Onyx, makeup by Ajua, clothing by Jadazzles.